Mirage 2, new AI destroys Google Genie. This AI just changed gaming. This one is live right now. You can play it today. So here's what just happened. A company called Dynamics Lab just dropped Mirage 2, and this thing is insane. You know how we've all been hearing about AI making games? Mirage 2 is different. Here's what makes this crazy. You can upload any image, a photo, a kid's drawing, a sketch, even a famous painting, and Mirage 2 turns it into a game world you can actually play in. But wait, it gets better. While you're playing, you can type commands, and the game changes instantly. The game responds in real time, not in minutes, not in seconds, instantly. Now here's where this gets really wild. Google has been working on something called Genie. They just announced Genie 2 and Genie 3. These tools can create game worlds too. But here's the difference. Google's tools have very limited access. Genie 2 is positioned for research use. Genie 3 is in research preview with access limited to small groups of academics and creators. Mirage 2, you can play it right now, today, for free. And here's the key difference. Google's Genie 2 worlds only last 10 to 20 seconds. Then they fall apart. Mirage 2, you can play for over 10 minutes. That's not a demo. That's an actual game. Let me tell you exactly how this works. Because once you understand this, you'll see why this changes everything. First, you go to their website. Then you upload an image, any image. The AI looks at your image and builds a whole world around it. But here's the crazy part. The world isn't pre-made. It's generated as you play, every frame, every second. Think about what this means. Every game you create is unique. No two people will ever play the same game, even if they start with the same image. Now, you might be thinking, Julian, this sounds too good to be true. What's the catch? Here's the thing. This is still early tech. The graphics aren't perfect. Sometimes the controls get wonky. And yes, there are visual glitches. But remember, this is just the beginning, and they're moving fast. Mirage 1 came out just 1 month ago. Now we have Mirage 2, and it's already way better. Let me show you what this means for different types of people. If you're a gamer, this changes everything. Imagine playing a game that never ends, a game that creates new content faster than you can play it, a game where every session is completely different. If you're a creator, this is huge. You can now turn your art into playable worlds. Your sketches become adventures, your photos become games. If you're a business owner, pay attention, because this same technology will soon be used for training simulations, virtual showrooms, and interactive presentations. But here's what really excites me. This isn't just about games. This is about creating any virtual world you can imagine. And we're just getting started. I want to tell you about something important. I've been tracking AI breakthroughs like this for years, and I put together a complete training program called the AI Money Lab. Inside, you'll find step-by-step guides on how to use AI tools like this to grow your business. The link is in the comments and description below. But let me get back to Mirage 2. Here's what makes this different from everything else we've seen. First, it's available now, not in beta, not for researchers, for everyone. Second, it actually works. You're not watching a scripted demo, you're playing a real game that responds to your actions. Third, you can create anything. There are no limits on what kind of world you can make. But here's the part that blows my mind. You can save your worlds and share them with friends. So if you create something amazing, other people can jump in and play too. This creates a whole new type of content creation. Instead of making videos or writing posts, you're creating entire worlds that people can explore. Now, let's talk about the competition, because this is where it gets interesting. Google's Genie tools are technically impressive. They can create detailed 3D worlds. They understand physics. They can simulate complex interactions. But they have 3 big limitations. First, they have very restricted access. Genie 2 is research-focused. Genie 3 is limited to small groups of testers. Second, the worlds only last seconds to minutes. Genie 2 lasts 10 to 20 seconds. Genie 3 can go a few minutes. Third, while Genie 3 has some real-time modification, it's still primarily research-focused rather than user-focused. Mirage 2 solves all 3 problems. Microsoft has AI Quake, Descartes has AI Minecraft, but these are all limited tech demos. Mirage 2 is the first one that's actually usable today. But here's what I think is really happening behind the scenes. The big tech companies are moving more cautiously. They're focusing on research applications first. They want to understand the implications before wide release. Dynamics Lab is taking a different approach. They're releasing early and getting feedback from real users. They're moving fast and iterating quickly. Now, let me tell you about the technical stuff, because this is actually fascinating. Mirage 2 uses something called a transformer-based autoregressive diffusion model. I know that sounds complicated. Here's what it means in simple terms. The AI watches millions of hours of gameplay footage. It learns how games work, how characters move, how objects behave. Then it uses this knowledge to create new games that feel real. But here's the clever part. Instead of generating the whole world at once, it generates each frame as you play. This lets it respond to your actions instantly. It's like having a game designer creating new content just for you, in real time. The results are impressive, the worlds feel alive, characters move naturally, physics work correctly, and you can interact with everything. Now, is this perfect? There are still issues. Sometimes characters glitch, sometimes objects appear and disappear randomly, sometimes the graphics get blurry. But remember, this is version 2. And it's already better than version 1 by a huge margin. Imagine what version 5 will look like, or version 10. Here's what I think happens next. Right now, Mirage 2 creates simple game worlds, but the technology keeps improving. Soon, it will create complex RPGs, strategy games, racing games, sports games. Eventually, it might replace traditional game development entirely. Instead of teams or hundreds of people spending years making one game, AI will create unlimited games instantly, but that's still years away. Right now, what can you do with this? If you're a content creator, you can make unique gaming content. Every video can feature a completely new game. If you're an educator, you can create interactive lessons, turn history into adventures, make science experiments playable. If you're a marketer, you can create branded game experiences. Instead of ads, you create worlds where people want to spend time. The possibilities are endless. But here's my biggest takeaway. This isn't just about games. This is about creating any interactive experience you can imagine. Want to walk through ancient Rome? Upload a historical image. Want to explore your dream house? Upload an architectural sketch. Want to visit an alien planet? Upload sci-fi artwork. Mirage 2 makes it all possible. Now, there are some concerns we should talk about. First, what about game developers? Will AI replace human creativity? I don't think so. AI creates the framework, but humans still provide the vision, the story, the emotional connection. If anything, this frees developers to focus on the creative parts instead of the technical grind. Second, what about copyright? These AI models are trained on existing games. This is still being figured out legally, but the outputs are new creations, not copies. Third, what about quality? Will AI games be as good as human-made games? Not yet, but they don't need to be perfect to be useful. Even with current limitations, Mirage 2 creates experiences that would be impossible otherwise. Here's what I recommend you do right now. Go to the Mirage 2 website, try it yourself, upload an image, and see what happens. Play around with the text prompts, see how the world changes, then think about how you could use this in your business or projects. Because this technology isn't going away, it's only getting better. The companies that figure out how to use it first will have a huge advantage. Now, I mentioned earlier that I track these AI breakthroughs, and that's because I believe AI is the biggest opportunity of our lifetime, but only if you know how to use it correctly. That's why I created the AI Profit Boardroom. It's the best place to scale your business, get more customers, and save hundreds of hours with AI automation. We currently have over 1,000 members who are already using AI to transform their businesses. If you want to join them, the link is in the comments and description below. Also, if you're serious about growing your business, I offer free SEO strategy sessions. These are one-on-one calls where we look at your specific situation and create a plan to get you more customers. The link for that is also in the comments and description. But before you go, let me tell you about something else inside the AI Money Lab. We have a complete SOP and process library, over 100 different AI use cases, step-by-step tutorials that I release every day. You'll also get access to all the video notes from content like this, plus all the other training materials. We have over 19,000 members now. And the community is incredible. People are sharing their wins, their strategies, their breakthrough moments. If you're not part of this community, you're missing out. The link is in the comments and description below. Now, let me wrap this up with my final thoughts on Mirage 2. This is bigger than just a new game engine. This is the beginning of a new era, an era where anyone can create interactive experiences, where imagination is the only limit. Google and Microsoft and the other big companies will eventually catch up. But right now, Dynamics Lab is winning. They moved fast, they shipped early, and they made it available to everyone. That's exactly what you need to do in your business. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for perfection. Move fast and ship. The world is changing rapidly. AI is transforming every industry. The question isn't whether this will affect your business. The question is whether you will adapt fast enough to take advantage. Mirage 2 is just one example, but it shows you what's possible when you combine AI with creativity and speed. So here's what I want you to do after watching this video. First, go try Mirage 2 yourself. Experience the future firsthand. Second, think about how this applies to your business. What experiences could you create? Third, join the AI Money Lab so you stay ahead of these developments. And finally, Julie and Goldie reads every comment, so make sure you comment below and tell me what you think about Mirage 2. Is this the future of gaming? Will it replace traditional game development? What would you create with this technology? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where I'll show you another AI breakthrough that's about to change everything. Remember, the future belongs to those who adapt first. Don't get left behind.